Okay, so in this part of the video, we will see the indirect object, okay, and how we can substitute it with an indirect object pronoun. And now that I've gotten time to think about this, I cannot believe that I do all this conversion in my head immediately. So that just show you the level of Spanish that I've accomplish at this point, but I hope someday you reach the point where you're doing all of this conversion like automatically when you're speaking in Spanish. So we've already seen the direct object pronouns, and now we're going to see the indirect object pronoun. And what does this mean? If I say to you in English, John gave the book to Cindy. John gave the book to Cindy, then that Sorry about that. Something happened. So if I say John gave the book to Cindy, for example, John is the subject, gave is the verb, a book would be the object to Cindy. Cindy would be the indirect object. So she's the person receiving the book in this case. So what that means is that we have some pronouns that we can use to substitute the person that is receiving the action or the object in the sentence. For example, when we're referring to first person, yo, we're going to use me. If it's you, we're going to use te. If it's él, ella, usted, it's going to be le. If it's nosotros, we're going to use nos. And if it's ustedes, ellos or ellas, we're going to use les. Okay, very good. So, for example, identify the indirect object in the sentence. Compramos una computadora nueva a nuestros hijos. So we bought a new computer for our children. Okay, so here, our children is the indirect object in this case because they're receiving the object, okay? Or they're receiving the action of the object or the object in the sentence, if that makes more sense. So what does this mean? We have to identify who is receiving the object or the action of the object in the sentence, and that's what we're going to substitute with the pronouns in a moment. Andrew compró un libro a María. So Andrew bought a book for María. So Andrew is the subject, compró is the verb, un libro is the object, and María is the indirect object. El maestro enseña a los niños a hablar en francés. El maestro is the teacher. Enseña means to teach or teaches. Los niños, the children, how to speak in French. So who is the teacher teaching to would be los niños. A los niños. Okay, so a los niños would be to the children. So they're receiving the action. No tires piedras a los perros. Don't throw stones at the dogs. So who is receiving the action? The dog. So these would be, all of these in red would be the indirect objects. So now what happens? Let me see. Something should come out. Okay, right there. So number one, we're using the same sentence now, okay? We've identified what's the indirect object in each sentence. So here I've underlined them. And let's see what happens. How would it be? When we substitute this part now for the pronouns. Remember the pronouns as I mentioned. So a nuestros hijos, referring to our children, we can use les because it's plural. We're referring to them, they, okay? So remember, these pronouns have to go before the verbs. So we say, les compramos una nueva computadora. So we bought them a new computer. Andrew le compró un libro. Who is referring to Maria, so le compró un libro. So Andrew bought a new book for Maria, for her. So in this case, the le is representing her. The les is like them. El maestro les enseña a hablar en francés. The teacher teaches them to speak in French. So the les here is indicating them, referring to the children. No les tires piedras. Don't throw stones at the dog. So at them. No les tires piedras at them. So this is how we identify the indirect object pronouns in the sentence. Who, it normally answers the question who. Who is receiving the action in the sentence, okay? Not what. Because what would be the direct object, but who is receiving the action in this case, okay? So that would be it for the indirect object pronoun. In the next video, I'm going to show you how we combine both the direct object and the indirect object in a sentence, okay? And what changes would occur in those instances. Okay, very good. We'll see you in the next video.